Hi guys, I'm Eric and Karina.
I'm Nepo Baby.
And I'm E-Ride.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. Alright guys, so welcome back. Today we have Nepo Baby back with us. And today's theme was requested by Josh. And I just want to say to Josh, this was not an easy topic to find stories for. But, we found some. So.
Yeah, so it's motivated, I think, by two things.
Mm-hmm.
One of Josh's favorite shows was a show called Married with Children.
Okay.
And the main character, his name was Al Bundy. Okay. And Al Bundy's whole thing was one year he scored 4 touchdowns in his high school, for his high school football team.
Right.
And now, later in life, he's married with 2 kids and he's like a shoe salesman.
Oh.
So,
yeah. That's what happens, yeah.
Oh, we forgot. What's the name of today's episode?
I don't have a name for it yet,
what's
but I have
subject?
a theme. Peaked in high school.
Right, peaked in high school. Okay.
I thought you were going to say it.
No, I'm explaining and duh. So that's the first part. Second part is last weekend, I graduated high school in 1990.
Okay.
And there's like a Facebook group of like alumni or whatever.
Right.
Put together like a reunion in Vegas, the classes of 89, 90, 91. I didn't go, but I saw pictures.
Okay.
Right. And some of the people that used to be all that in high school, I hate to say it, God damn. Like, do I actually look better than this fucking guy? Right. I mean, not to be a jerk, but am I the guy that they all kind of made fun of? Like, I argued to the state Supreme Court, and I'm a certified specialist in bankruptcy law, and
right.
I'm a lawyer in Beverly Hills. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying there's that guy who thought he was all that, and yeah, he definitely looks like he's out fixing cars. By the way, sorry.
He looks like it.
Right. It's not even your store. He looks like he fixes cars.
Right. But how can you tell when a mechanic has a girlfriend?
His hands are clean.
2 fingers are clean.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, I graduated high school 5 years ago, so I don't think these would, reconcile.
You're not feeling this?
Like that. No, because I also don't feel like any people really felt like they peaked in my high school.
It's because Karina peaked in high school.
I did not. But I was reading these and I was like, maybe I did. But I just don't feel like I peaked in high school.
I'll tell you, most people that do peak in high school don't know they peaked in high school.
That's what I was like. I don't know, but I feel like I'm doing pretty well, after high school. So I don't know.
Right. We got to revisit Hurricane in 15 years.
Yeah, that's where we have to go. Exactly. Because I'm reading this and I was like, yeah, I was cheer captain. That was one of the many things there. I did get homecoming princess. I was like, that was also in there. And I was like, damn, did I fucking peak in high school?
Damn, homecoming princess.
I did.
Some slim pickings. Huh? Oh, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, the look I just got. Mm-hmm. Wow. Thank God HR isn't here today. Mm-hmm. All right, so Hurricane, without further ado.
Let's dig in.
Let's talk about people that peak in high school.
All right, so this one will also be like the last episode we had, where it's kind of just goes fast because most of these are very short and people just like 1 sentence, 2 sentence. Right. There are some long ones. I also put in the beginning all the people talking about the people who peaked in high school, and then at the end I have people who said they peaked in high school, and then you have their own. What are they doing now? Yeah,
okay, all right,
they say where they're at. All right, so story 1. Some of the popular girls from high school still get together very frequently, and you see updates on it on Facebook. I also keep in touch with some friends from high school, and I think that's nice. However, one of those friends of mine once ran into them during one of their little get-togethers. He said hi and happened to be sitting not too far from them at the bar. He said that all they did for the whole night was talk about high school. They looked up old classmates on Facebook, laughed at them, called them names, then looked up their spouses and also called them names too. They still thought of themselves as the popular kids, as if they still had some sort of influence on these people. Everyone has moved on, done interesting things in life, except for them. They're just rehashing old drama and old rumors. One of the girls had a small bit of a success as a photographer in high school. She won a couple contests that were aimed at teenagers, and her photos weren't bad. Her parents did turn this into a very big deal. Her friends all wanted to be in her photos, and she was dead set on going to art school and getting the recognition she deserved. I don't know if she ever made it into art school or if she dropped out, but she definitely did not become a photographer. Instead, you see her launching some new startup business selling, how did you say you said that word?
Asinine.
Live, laugh, love shit about once a year.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is kind of funny for me because on the one hand, and I'm not afraid to admit it, when Nepo's dad and I get together and we go out, we kind of do that.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily like make fun of everybody,
Right.
but we definitely go back in time.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the other hand, like I saw the Facebook posts of like my old classmates still doing stupid stuff, like at the pool in Vegas, like holding up like these 2 beers, like yeah. And I just keep thinking, like, if I actually would have gone, I would be so repulsed by all. Like I'd be like,
Eric would be sitting in the corner like this, not touching anyone.
no, I would. First of all, it was like 114 degrees. I wouldn't be outside.
Oh yeah, no, he wouldn't.
Like cabana or no cabana, I'd be like, yo, you find me in the casino, right? Like
At the poker table.
Yeah, like I'll be doing what most people do in Vegas. Like I'm not here to like have a pool party.
Right.
Oh, who brought the Doritos? Right? It's like that's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
So that was a good first one because honestly, when Nepo's dad and I, when we really get into it, and his mom and Jen, they kind of like Jen's much more patient than my ex was about that kind of stuff. Like my ex would just like tell me like stop.
Oh.
It's like stop. And that would make me go more.
Right.
So, I don't know. One day, you know what? One day I'll have Nepo's dad come on and we'll go through some of our greatest hits.
You guys should, actually. Yeah. All right. Ready for story 2?
Yes.
I knew a guy who peaked in high school and dropped out as a senior when I was a freshman. And throughout my entire high school career, he was the dude who would show up to the house parties and beat the shit out of people. Everyone knew who he was and was scared of him. I also recall seeing him brawl with dudes in the Taco Bell parking lot during lunch when he was around 20. Many years later, he resurfaced on Facebook with a face tattoo and a lot of posts regarding Jesus. He messaged one of my buddies out of the blue one day and apologized for punching him in the face like a decade earlier.
Hey.
He's a changed man. I don't know,
Better
guys.
late than never.
Better late, I guess.
I guess if you find the Lord, maybe, that happens to people when they go to jail.
Maybe. I mean, he does have a face tap. Maybe, maybe he did go to jail. I don't know.
Look, I think one of two things, okay? Either he did a little time and he got his cheeks clapped.
Yeah, he dropped the soap.
Right, and now we don't use that term anymore. Right?
Yeah, we do.
No, drop the soap is old. Now, like we say, like his cheeks were clapped. I'm not weird.
I've never heard that in a man, though.
Well, okay, that's prison culture. That's what they do. They make them women. Right?
You know what?
That's what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be fine in prison because my ass is flat. It's like part of my back. Like I don't have like a pronounced butt like some men do. Plus
like the baseball players.
Plus, to be honest, being a lawyer, that kind of gives you a pass. You're like, yo, don't rape me, and I'll help you with your case.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'll try to get you out.
Exactly.
But having said all that, so either that's what happened, right, or he had some kind of like near-death overdose thing.
That really turns people around, actually.
Super into religion after that.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny true story, though, about like the word Jesus? Okay. So, by now, my dad is Israeli.
Yes.
And he was a plumbing contractor for years, building new construction, did all the plumbing.
Right.
So he used to have a warehouse in Van Nuys, right off of Oxnard and Sepulveda.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Today, not a great neighborhood. 25 years ago, less of not a great neighborhood, but still not great. But anyway, so he had like a big warehouse, and right next door to him was another Israeli guy who was an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they were kind of buddies, whatever. So my dad used to make me work every summer from like 12 years old on.
Right.
Real like hands-on shit, like in the construction world. Like Josh got to work in the office with my mom. No, I had to go out in the field. So one day, this electrician friend, I don't want to give his name, asked my dad if he could borrow me for the day to help him with some stuff.
Right.
Okay, so my dad, as long as he didn't have to deal with me, he's like, fine. Because I would bitch a lot. I get mad. I get like $10 to buy food off the coffee wagon. I was always hungry because you start.
I was always hungry.
You start. First of all, I'm a growing teen, right? And then I was playing football after that. But also, you got to understand that we had to be up like fucking 5:30.
Yeah.
Because he had to open the shop.
Right. Yeah.
Right. The workday starts at 7. By 10:30 in the morning, you're like, it's lunch. You're starving, and by 3 o'clock, you're like, you want to eat again. But anyway, put all that aside. So we drive. So I get in this guy's truck, right, and we drive to the electrical supply house.
Okay.
All right. And he parks in a spot, and he goes in, orders his material, whatever, and we go to leave, and some guy double parked a van right behind him, so he couldn't get out.
Okay.
Now the side of the van, the logo says De Jesus Electric.
Okay.
Okay. So this guy, this friend of my dad's, with his heavy Israeli accent, walks back into the supply house right in front of the counter. All these people are. He screams, at the top of his lungs in that fucked up accent. Who here is the Jesus?
Oh my God.
Jesus, move your fucking truck. Who here is the Jesus? That's what he did.
Oh my God.
And the worst part, honestly, is even the guy whose fucking van it was didn't know who he was referring to.
They were all looking for the guy. They were like, shit, who is this?
Jesus came back.
Right, what's up? So it took about 10 minutes, but,
God.
Somebody showed up to move the fucking van.
Jesus came down.
Yes, he did.
Moved it.
Something.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Short and sweet. I dated a guy who peaked in high school. How did I know? He had his high school mascot tattooed on his arm. It was such a turnoff.
That's so. Oh my God, that's so juvenile.
Imagine having your high school mascot tatted on your arm.
Male birth control right there.
Like,
who's gonna
literally,
have a kid
what
with
the
you
fuck?
after
Why?
that?
What was your mascot for high school?
Dude, I don't even know. I don't really like.
Do you remember your mascot?
Yes, it was a brave, like an Indian.
Oh my! Imagine having that tatted on your arm.
No, but I will say
No.
But if the mascot were like screaming eagle or something, like a lot of people have similar things, like military guys have like the flag and the eagle.
Right,
or whatever.
right.
I can get that. So we need to know a bit more.
Right.
If the fucking mascot was like a turtle.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like,
yeah,
because mine was the Wildcats, and I'm like, does he have a Wildcat tattooed on him? Like, that would have been crazy.
I spent one whopping semester at University of Arizona.
Right.
Yeah,
right?
bear down.
Those are the Wildcats.
Yeah.
And so some of them get like Wildcat tattoos. There
That's
was a
crazy.
couple of the basketball team that had Wildcat tattoos on their shoulders.
Really?
Yeah, like the claw or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think you can kind of argue is like not, just that. But now I see that it's kind of like a hip thing, like just to do like a black block
Yeah.
of tattoo. So that's how you get rid of shit.
You just
like one big
block
block,
it,
like
yeah.
right, just black ink halfway down your arm, and that's it. No more tattoo. By the way, do you know where that came from? The black ink blotch. Okay, I'm educating. No, I'm making an educational guess.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I think that was how, if you were in a biker gang and you were kicked out or you got out, you had to remove all of the ink from the gang. Mm-hmm. And you had two choices. Sometimes they would burn it, or you had the choice that they basically just take a black ink tattoo gun.
Redact the
Right,
tattoo.
basically just like a Sharpie across your back, arms, whatever. So I could, but I could see like if I just had like, my old high school like Birmingham
just black it out,
yeah, the fucking thing would be gone. I wouldn't do it to begin with.
No, I don't either. I don't understand.
But that, I gotta be honest, that doesn't tell me he peaked in high school. That tells me he was still trying to work his way up. Because if your peak is a tattoo of your mascot, you didn't get very far, like up that.
Well, I think that's gonna be a common theme.
Well, no, so, okay. Let me just say it. So, peaking in high school could be my team won the All-City Championship and I was MVP or whatever. I'll tell you guys a true story of somebody who I did think peaked in high school, kind of.
Okay.
And here's a good example. So, I won't give his name, but the guy who was the quarterback for my high school football team, he was a two-sport athlete, played football and baseball. Mm-hmm. He was sought after. He was offered a scholarship to University of Oregon to play football.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He was drafted to the Phillies Farm League right out of high school to play baseball.
Okay.
That's what he went for. And he didn't get much further than that.
Yeah.
He never got out of like AAA to AA or whatever. Whichever was the lowest one, the single A. So that's where he started, or the one even below that, whatever. I don't think he got much further. But just to give you an idea, because he was the best athlete out of anybody that we went to high school with. Mm-hmm. That's how good he was, and he couldn't get very far. Mm-hmm. But that's what I mean. Like, you can peak in high school that way. I think last I checked, and this was probably about 20 years ago, I think he randomly popped up on Facebook. He's like a UPS truck driver.
Oh, shit.
But I'm saying that. So if all he did was get a tattoo of the mascot on his arm, but later on got married, had kids, and landed a big corporate job. He didn't peak in high school. He was just dumb.
Yeah.
Right. But okay.
All right. Next one. Then.
All right. Next one.
A guy who graduated from my high school back in 2003 was arrested a few years ago for his second DUI. He was wearing his Letterman jacket in the mugshot.
Bro.
Yeah, that's peaking.
That's peaking.
Yeah.
You're still wearing that same jacket years later? No.
Oh, yeah. What was that movie about the one guy that was like that? There was a really you're going to be too young for this. It was called Just Friends, and it was with Ryan Reynolds. Okay, and really was like that. It was like about a chubby kid in high school that had a super crush on like the hot chick, and he was friend zoned. They were just friends, so he took off to LA and he became like some kind of record producer or something like that, and came back to his hometown for like a holiday visit. You know, he was trying to get with her, but one of the characters was like the big bad bully from high school. Still like trying to bum $5 so he could like buy a beer. Still like wearing like the guy's like he's like you know how bald people have like the hair like around the side right so that he had like that style.
Oh my god.
Right, still carrying like the old Coors like big mouth like bottlenecks or whatever. You know, so
that's so cringy.
So there are guys like that, right? And honestly, that's how I felt looking at some of these Facebook posts. I mean, you see them they're at the pool. They all have giant beer bellies. Like, I'm fat too, but I first of all, I could tell honestly, I carry it better than they do now. I really.
Well, it's because beer bellies are like they really poke out because they're like hard. Like the stomach gets hard, so it's like you can't.
One in particular, you know, after if you remind me, I'll show you something.
Okay.
One guy, like somebody took a picture of them like hanging out in like this cabana by the pool.
Okay.
You know, like when he's like tense. And it was an awkward angle because he was like stretched over and like leaning across.
Oh no!
So like the whole fucking belly roll,
the whole food
was like there. Yeah, it was all there.
No!
Okay? And he was like,
oh my god!
He was, like, holding up his beer like, yeah, buddy. You know, like that kind of thing. Like, like bro. You know,
who posted it? Was it him or somebody?
No, like the one of the organizers. It was a female, of course. They're all like, "Oh, thanks for coming. It's such a good time. Hey, dinner meet up. Let's go." You know,
you would have been in that photo too.
No, because I first of all, I don't like outdoors. When I'm in Vegas, I don't want to be outside for any reason. Why? The casino's not outdoors. I don't need to. You know, poker doesn't. You know, poker's not outside. If I'm at my brother's house, like a barbecue or something, but even then, if it's hot, I'll sit inside.
Oh my god!
You know, I don't want to go out and sweat for no reason. Number one. Number two, I'm not a big pool and ocean guy.
Right.
And even though like I have a pool at my house, I don't really use it. And when I did use it, it wasn't when there was like 50 people or 100 people around. That's number two. Number three, and this is very much on par for me. You don't know what fucking people do in those pools.
Oh my god!
I'm not going to that fucked up water. I don't care how much chlorine and filter they are. Have you seen some of the people that hang out poolside in Vegas?
Yes, actually. Yes.
Can you imagine what... Okay. You want to know... Sorry, a little bit of a rabbit hole. You want to know the first time I really, really had to stop and think, do I want to go in this pool?
What?
Okay. This was I was maybe 40. So it was probably about 13 years ago, 12, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. It was a while ago, 38, whatever. So with the kids, we were there. We were staying in a hotel because I was also playing in a tournament.
Okay.
Right, we were all there together. Right. We didn't stay at my folks' house. Okay, and plus for the kids, it's more fun. They have like the kids' quest, the arcade. Yeah. Okay, my ex could take them. Well, so I thought. But anyway. Okay, let's go to the pool. I bust out of the tournament. Come on, let's come to the pool. Let's come to the pool. So, okay, fine. So I go down to the pool. And of course, they, made me buy them a cabana or whatever, but it's fine. All right. So it's hot and it's sweaty, and like I've been playing poker, and I'm like, you know what? I should just go in for a dip, cool off. Fine. I take off my shirt. I still have my flip flops on because if you walk on the bare concrete, your feet will burn. Right. Yeah. So, but it's okay. I'm not afraid to go in the pool with my flip flops. Okay. A lot of people have no problem. I go over to the edge, and I'm about to start to climb in, and I look over, and there's a woman. I'm not going to say much more, except she was easily 300 pounds. Jeez. And she was full of fucking baby oil and like suntan oil, and she was fucking glistening. And that bitch went in the pool. Now, all I could think about was how much fucking oil and body sweat is now in this fucking water. I'm not going in. Yeah. And I didn't. I just went back to the room and showered. Like, fuck this. Yeah. And then I just stayed up. I watched a movie. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't like that mental image.
I'm just,
because I know that when she got into the water, like all the water around her got like that little like oil cast. But like like when it gets like oily around the
like the BP oil spill.
I'm telling you, okay, Lucinda was all oiled up. Ew. And I'm fucking shiny. And then when I realized, like, as life went on, lots of people do that shit. Yeah. Vegas pools are fucking cesspools of
That's why
STDs.
I don't do pool parties. I can't do pool parties.
That.
No, especially not at Vegas. Those like the day pool parties they have. No,
I went to the Red Rock right after they started easing the COVID restrictions.
Okay,
they opened the pool. It was a fucking disaster. Okay, people barely covered up, body sweat and shit everywhere. No social distancing. It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of big public pools to begin with, but especially Vegas. Palm Springs I could live with, like Lazy River, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck Vegas pools.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
All right.
Next one. At my 10-year reunion, the prom queen came wearing a tiara with the custom Queen 03 sash over her shoulder. I had to go outside because I was laughing so hard, and no, it was not the same tiara and sash from 03. She made it just for the reunion.
No way.
Yep.
I'm like 2 years away from my 10-year reunion. I know, like, I'm friends with the person who ended up winning. Like, if she did that, I'd clown her for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So it wasn't enough that there was probably a yearbook picture or something out there that could have been displayed.
No, she had to remind
everyone, bring the tiara and the sash.
Wow. Just in case.
Had it made, actually. It's not the same one. She had it remade that said Queen 03 and the sash and the crown.
You know what that tells me? That tells me, honestly, that she really, that is peaking. Like, that's her go-to memory.
Yeah.
Like, y'all remember when I was prom queen or homecoming or whatever the fuck, you know? Y'all remember when they voted for me? You remember this tiara? That's, this is the OG. I can't, right? Oh, no. Honey, you got to find a hobby.
Yeah.
Something. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kind of funny.
Yeah. All right. Next story. Most of the popular / mean girls had children very young, and none of them are still with the fathers. They try to make at-home beauty businesses, maybe like doing nails, lashes, and stuff to that effect. Usually, it's only their own family and friends that they can get as customers. That actually has been a lot of people that I know. But after high school, nothing really happens, and the first thing they do is, I do nails now, I do lashes now.
For me, I feel like it's more like the MLMs and the pyramid scheme.
That too. Yeah, that too, actually.
The nails and lashes are like parallel. You know?
Yeah. Any thoughts for this one?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, to be honest, in-home beauty business. So like nails, hair,
lashes.
Like, is that the threading thing?
No, lashes, they put individual.
No, I know, but like the eyebrow thing too, is that like all part of this?
Oh, it could be. I mean, it's also
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why. Okay. I think that there are some successful home beauty-based businesses, especially if they're like neighborhood-centric.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go to the same folks.
Right.
And I know that that's actually really popular in the Hispanic community. Like they all go to Raquel or whoever it is.
Shout out to my nail lady.
Yeah, whatever, right? And but they do it all.
Yeah.
Like a one-stop. Oh, you need your eyebrows threaded? We got you, girl. You need your hair done? We got you. Nails, filler, whatever. But it also matters, like, where.
Yeah.
Right? Because if this is, like, Illinois, right, and I'm saying they're, like, in some, like, Scotch Plain suburb.
Yeah.
Okay, people aren't coming to, Belinda's house to get their fucking nails done. They might go see Lucretia, but they're not going to see, Julie or whatever.
Actually...
What?
A lot of Asian ladies are named Julie in the area. They
I didn't say Judy.
Julie.
Julia.
Oh.
Okay, whatever. Dakota.
I was like because the lady who does my toes also is named Julie. Okay. So I was like, actually.
Whatever. Okay, Mackenzie.
No, I wouldn't go to Mackenzie.
Right?
I would not go to Mackenzie.
Just like the lady that cuts my hair, even though it's a supercuts, her name is Alma. She always cuts my hair. But if one day it's like, the only person available is like Dakota, I'm like, no. Because anybody named Dakota is already on a downward spiral. They work at Supercuts. That's where I go. I just go to Supercuts.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't have the kind of hair anymore that requires anything more than a little trim here and there. And that's it.
Fair.
Right?
Fair.
Okay. Josh, my brother, got the good hair too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's almost like a cringy sister-in-law that starts a side travel agent business and then insists that you have to refer everybody you know to her, so she can make an extra $4.
Wow.
Almost like that.
Was this her less limbed boyfriend's idea, or did she come up with
this is her own?
Oh, nice.
Oh, did I tell you that? Oh my god. So, Smashley has a house in Texas.
Right.
that she's trying to either sell or rent or whatever.
Right.
And I guess there was a dispute. So they're not really sure, right, what the deal is with the house.
Okay.
And so yesterday, now just so you understand, I don't have her number saved in my phone.
I wouldn't expect you to, right?
So I get a call and it's a Texas number. I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is. So I answer. She's like, hi.
Oh.
I'm like, hey, hi, who's this? She's like, oh, it's Ashley. Like, oh. Immediately I'm like, oh, fuck.
She heard the podcast.
Like, oh, no. No. It was, do I know a process server that they can use because one of the people they're serving has an address here in California?
Gotcha.
Sure, no problem. Then I called my brother and my actual sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, I don't even think she knows about it. Phew.
Oh, my God.
Like,
I know.
Like, how am I going to have to, do this?
You really think she'd, like, press you about it? Or, like, call you to ask you about it?
Yes.
Really?
No. I think she would make a scene.
Okay.
Like, I think she would say something to my brother and his wife, and I would get it third hand.
Right.
But I'm right now. I'm happy she doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. They said they're all like selling insurance and having kids. The coolest guy ended up hooked on Xanax and he's a dirtbag.
This sounds like my high school.
There you go. I saw him at a party not long after I returned from the military. He was drunk and on Xanax, asking me what it would require to be a force recon Marine. Recon Marine. So I told him that you have to stand on one leg and spin around, and his dumbass did it. Ha ha ha. He ate shit. I regret that now, but it was funny then.
Dude, that's fucked up. He was hopped off of Xans.
And he was like, yeah,
drunk.
you gotta get on one leg and spin. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna become a Marine.
You already know he doesn't.
Something like that.
You would. I know you would.
And he probably wouldn't even remember it either.
So I do take certain pleasure in messing with people that I feel really
right.
Like I owe it to them.
Right.
But I don't limit it to just that. So you want to know one of the funniest things I ever did to my son, but cruel in a way?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Judaism, when a boy turns 13, they have something called a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is like the passage into manhood, and it's like a whole ceremony, and okay.
Oh, that's only for boys?
Girls have something called a bat mitzvah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the same
I didn't know
idea.
they were different. Oh.
They're kind of the same sort of premise.
Right. Okay.
It's basically like the Jewish religion recognizes you as an adult.
Oh, okay.
If you attend certain things, you're counted. And
right. Okay.
So, as Matthew's preparing, because he has to like be part of the ceremony, he has to read from the Torah, like the Jewish Bible. I say to him, Matthew, don't worry, you're doing fine. We all had to do this. We all went through it, and I don't worry. The second circumcision doesn't hurt.
Eric,
right? And he kind of looked at me. He was 12, right? Kind of looked at me. And went, I'm like, oh yeah, we all had to do it. You get one at birth, and then one at your bar mitzvah. But don't worry, they numb it.
Eric.
No, but so. Man, I could see his face, like he was trying to act like ain't no thing, but at the same time
he was freaked out,
fucking concerned. So this is where so Matthew calls my dad. Mm-hmm. He's like, Grandpa, is this true? And my dad couldn't roll with it for 1 second. No, don't worry, your father's stupid. He's lying to you. Like, oh, come on, Dad. But man, it was. Like,
oh my God, poor Matthew.
20 minutes.
He was like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. What do you mean again?
Right, like again. All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
I actually like this one. She gave 2 stories. So, first one, I taught at a high school in the U.S. for exactly 1 year. During that year, some guy who had graduated a year or so prior came back to visit about 3 or 4 times. This douche would just roll into the school and pop into classes and say hi to teachers and students in the middle of lessons. I have no idea why, but for some reason, he was walking barefoot too. He tried that shit in my class, and I asked him promptly to leave. To which he responded with, "Oh, you're new here and don't understand that I'm sort of a legend around here, so people like to see me come by." Yeah, I kicked the legend, quote unquote, the fuck out and promptly advised my students to move on with their lives after they finished with high school. Did you ever have people like that at your school?
No. I mean, I had like people at my elementary school who'd come visiting like TA or something, but they were like still kids.
I had a lot of people from high school who would graduate and they would come back and visit. I don't know why they did that, but it's weird.
So I did that a few times also, went back, and Nepo's dad actually got a job at our old high school for a while. And he was there all day, hanging out with people that were just a little bit younger. No, I'm serious. Right?
I know, but you're afraid the framing.
I mean,
it's true.
It is true.
We all thought that was a little odd.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
My mom and my dad were both there.
Yeah.
They were dating each other at the time.
Back to their old high schools, but as adults, now
Dating.
like, responsible for some kids, but like dating. I know. I mean, we'll do a whole episode on like inappropriate, relationships at your workplace.
Right.
We did once. We did a workplace thing.
We did a workplace
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know, whatever. I mean, so I knew some people that kind of did that, but there's a line at some point, like
Calling yourself a legend and saying people like to see you come by? No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of douchey and
exactly
right. Like, and also I think it matters like where you go, because some students were like almost welcomed back by certain teachers because they wanted to see where they would end up or how they would do.
Right.
We had this one friend named Anthony, who it's a very sad story in a way, but Anthony was like top of everything.
Oh, okay.
Grades. No, Anthony was the smartest guy. Got into UC Berkeley.
Okay.
Right? So when Tone Man would come back, like a lot of the teachers were like, how's it going? How's Berkeley?
Oh, okay.
So one winter break, Anthony came back and we were all hanging out at my friend Scotty's house, and we had a sleepover. We all stayed over there.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, anyway. Party or whatever. And
he's like, it's not cute, we party.
Yeah, anyway, Anthony's like, guys, I just need you guys to take me to the bus station in the morning because I got to go back to school. Like, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Well, we didn't go to sleep like 3.
Right.
And we didn't wake up till like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
That bus fucking left. And Anthony never got back to college, and then he never went back.
Oh my God! What?
That was the day he like dropped out.
Yes, and he went like on this spiral. So
that was a quick spiral.
Right.
Yeah, but in all honesty, we learned later that he had other problems.
Oh, okay.
Like
I thought that was like his like last
No,
straw. That
no.
like, yeah, fuck, I missed the bus. Fuck school.
Right, he probably wasn't really going back. Right, but that was just maybe his way of But anyway.
Whoa.
Because he knew us by now. He knew there was no fucking way we were getting up at 8.
Yeah.
Like any of us. Like to take him like to downtown LA bus station or wherever the fuck, Grand Central, wherever the fuck he was going.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Anyway.
That's actually, wow.
Yeah. Tone Man, Anthony, our buddy.
All right. Same person put another story in, so she did too.
Wow. So they know a lot of people.
Right. I also knew a girl in college who tried to do that same crap as the other guy I just mentioned, but her old school wouldn't allow her and her friends to even enter the building. She was really pissed about it and commented, "How can they do that? We ran the school." That was the saddest thing I've ever heard someone say.
That actually is.
It is
sad.
How could they do that to us? We ran this school.
What the?
I know some people that kind of take that approach. Like when they were there, they were like the popular.
No one fucking runs the school.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, okay. Want to hear another true story? This is really, really, really embarrassing.
Okay.
This is an Eric and Josh story.
Okay.
So, we were also, again, at, I don't remember which hotel. We were at one of the Vegas pools. Mm-hmm. My kids were younger. I think Danielle was 17 or 18-ish, right around there. Okay. So, we get a spot, and me and Josh are kicking it in the chaise lounges. The kids are doing their thing, and we don't like to be in the sun. We're in the back in the shade. Anyway, there were these 2 chicks in front of us that were basically in the skimpiest 2 bikinis you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And they kept adjusting themselves, and they kept moving, and they'd get on their back, and then on their stomach, and they'd get up on all 4s, and me and Josh were like, fuck. So, just to be kind of funny, right, like the waitress that's coming around, like, so Josh and I are like, yo, why don't you go send them 2 of whatever they've got and tell them it's from us and we run this bitch.
Oh my God.
Well, my fucking kids were so mortified that I would even make a joke like that. Mm-hmm. But really, it was just funny. Right. But Josh and I thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
Right.
Oh my God. I had to beg for forgiveness. I'm so sorry. I'm just being foolish. We're just messing around. We don't mean it.
Oh my God.
And my oldest was like, if we were fucking serious, we wouldn't have done it in front of you like that. Like the whole point was for you to see it. Right? So
that wasn't funny to them. You see that?
No. Funny to us.
Who was the one who got most upset?
Danielle. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, Maya
doesn't care.
No, but if she gets embarrassed, she'll just sort of ignore you. I tell you that story, like when I dropped Maya off at school, I used to play like the loud rap music.
She called you her Uber.
Yeah, it's my Uber driver because she didn't want to be embarrassed by me. Anyway.
Yep. She got him.
She Ubered to high school?
Yeah, because I kept playing like loud, I kept playing like Swindle.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next story. So this lady is saying that her brother is the guy who peaked in high school.
Okay.
Star lacrosse player and track sprinter, had a scholarship to a small school and declined to go to the party school, dropped out after one semester, bounced around community college, never finished a semester. Currently an end-stage alcoholic with no job, living in my parents' basement.
Aww.
He's 33 with kidney and liver damage, gout, and could not eat without purging. He held a job for a few weeks about a year ago, but put play lacrosse on his resume under hobbies. Not even played, just play lacrosse. Dude is still in 2009 mentality. He hasn't even played lacrosse in over a decade and can't walk to the driveway without his walker. Tough.
That's so sad.
It is actually tough.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy for posting that like that.
Yeah.
That's their brother too, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, on the one hand, I get that you're trying to make a point, but this is like these are real ailments. You know? Like, dick. Oh my god.
Fuck this guy.
Seriously. Wow.
I wonder how they're doing in
I
life.
mean, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, damn.
He was like, my brother is the guy who peaked in high school and he has fucked up his life now.
But that's what I'm saying. I gotta say, it's like, how well off could brother be if he's got to call his own brother out on that? Like, on,
I don't know.
that sounds like he's really insecure. Like,
Yeah.
usually my brother.
He has it written down, so he won't forget everything that's wrong with him.
But
Yeah, you think I'm bad.
Right.
Let me pull out my notes. My brother did this, that, and the third.
Oh, and he's a fucking end-stage renal failure due to drinking. Ha ha, what a loser.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Literally. That is very sad, though, for someone who did, peak, because you could tell they did peak in high school. Star lacrosse,
Fine,
track.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That
But it's
fucking
shit.
sucks.
Imagine, ending there.
There was a guy we knew, me and Nepo's dad. His name was Mike Flores. I can say his name because he's dead now. But yeah, he was well known to be always coked out and high in high school. And he was a football player and a wrestler, and he was always he was fucking ripped and shredded. But he just went worse and worse. And at some point, Nepo's dad told me that there was an LA Times article on him, and he had become homeless and drug addicted, and he was put into a shelter. He couldn't stay clean, and he OD'd and died.
Oh shit!
And this was a guy that was an all-city wrestler, an all-city football player, and he was but.
I think for people like
Drugs
that, it's really hard to just go to life when you're not recognized anymore.
I feel like
that's
if you're
what it is.
doing
That's a part of
coke
That
in
too.
high school,
Well, that too. You're probably
you're
you're setting yourself up.
for.
Yeah, but I meant people who just that was their peak. They were known as the best athlete, and
remember,
then you get
But it is really sad.
Yeah.
1988 and 89. I mean, coke was very popular.
Oh, yeah.
That was that was a rich man's drug. If you were doing coke at parties,
Is it not still?
It still is.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other designer stuff, the Molly and all these other things. So
That's
coke
true.
is sort of antiquated. I hate to say this, but I actually think it's the 50-something crowd, my age. Those are the guys that still do coke. I mean, I don't know. I'm not out there. I don't know. No.
U of A, that's known as
Okay, it was like that when I was.
You go to any bars right now.
Okay, because I
in
was
today's
U of
scene
A, the
still.
coke scene was popping when I was there.
No, coke scene is
It's still
still
popping.
Yeah,
Okay.
everywhere. Though. Not even just
Yeah.
there, everywhere.
Not a lot to do.
Even at my
Tucson.
local bar, I've gone in the bathroom and just see people railing lines.
Just tooting lines.
Krista and I found Coke at Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
once.
yeah,
So
Chick-fil-A.
we had went to get some party decorations for something in the office we were doing, and we stopped to get lunch, and there was a bag of Coke just on the Chick-fil-A floor, the one by Kaiser.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told the manager. They called the police. And everything.
Yeah.
That was nice of you guys.
Yeah.
Probably about $2,000 worth of stuff, but okay. Just saying.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. My bully, the popular kid, definitely peaked in high school. A couple of years after graduation, he shot his girlfriend in the face and has been serving his sentence ever
Oh my
since.
god.
Dude, that doesn't even tell us that he peaked in high school. That
No, that's just
tells
telling
us
you
that
what he
he's a
ended up with.
murderer.
Oh my god.
That's how he ended up. That's what they're saying. He peaked. He was the cool guy, bully, and now he's serving life in jail because he shot his girlfriend in the face.
How far down do you have to go from your peak to that?
Literally.
I mean-
Literally.
Oh my god.
Literally. Yep.
Well, leave it to Hurricane to find the most inspirational, fucking...
I was told to pull the stories of people who peaked in high school. That's what I was told to do. I was doing my
That
job.
sounds like a murder story more
know.
than a
Oh
peaked in
my
high
God.
school story.
I wish you guys could look at your faces when I read these.
I mean, some of these are kind of shocking. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my
R.I.P. Anyways, next story. Oh, wait, I wasn't saying anyways to her death. That was
no, you did.
wrong choice of word that I used
absolutely were.
there.
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I didn't have
Anyways, so
Literally,
moving on.
Literally, she's mouthing bye, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
No. Oh my God, no. I was just moving on to the
you know
next
what?
story.
If this were the girlfriend who shot her boyfriend in the face because he was like fucking around, she'd be like, "You go, girl."
Yeah.
He didn't peek.
We don't know. We don't know why. You know, she was. We
You don't know.
We don't know why.
Karina's like, "Yo, Lucinda, you peeked when you shot that motherfucker." Okay, that's I can see it. Look, exactly it.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
you peeked when you shot that 2-timing motherfucker, didn't you? Say yes, you did. Yes,
No, I didn't.
Yes, you were thinking that. Come on.
I didn't. But we're going to the next story now.
Nepo, have you seen the movie New Jack City?
No.
God. Do you know who Christopher Walken is?
Yeah.
He was here the day we were talking about it. He's the one I asked.
Oh yeah, fair. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, next story. My husband was that guy. Repeat.
Oh, okay.
He was involved in every school activity, varsity football and wrestling, homecoming court king, prom king, straight A's, national merit scholar, all of that. Once he hit college, the freedom and spare time took over and he struggled. In high school, he never really partied at parties because he always had some club/sport/social event the next day. With the extra time in college, he went a little too hard on the party scene. Joined a frat, partied harder, grades started to slip. He ended up losing all his scholarships and had a rude awakening when he woke up in the back of a police car with no clothes and a propeller hat on.
Everybody in my fraternity had that happen at one point. That's what they do. That's how they haze you.
And you just walked around naked with just the propeller hat on?
We had the streak. That was one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you about how they made us like pledge soup?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of fucked up. But
That's what he did.
Okay.
He ended up in the back of the car.
Do you know what the worst thing actually was?
What was
I'm
it?
serious. Okay. Forget digging holes and
Right.
being like up to your neck in trash and water.
Right.
Okay. One guy in particular thought it was the funniest thing. He would put live goldfish into his bong with the water.
No.
And then he would smoke the fucking fish.
No.
Or smoke his bong with the fish in it.
No.
And then he would make us swallow the goldfish after he was done.
That's like
And we all
creative
had to do
forms
it.
of hazing,
That's right.
though. I
And
kind of
we all
respect
did it.
that.
That's right.
You ate the goldfish?
I knocked back 3 of those bitches.
Oh, did they have like a hint of bong water in the aftertaste?
I did swallow them quickly. I didn't like chew them or anything. I just,
You had to have a taste
No,
of that
yeah,
bong water, though, left
well,
in there.
yeah, that's probably the only thing that made it palatable, to be honest.
Oh.
Shit.
No.
So this poor guy.
Why did you do 3?
Wait, yeah. No, we're going to go back to you. Why did you do 3?
Because fuck
You don't
them,
even
that's
like
why.
fish, Eric. That's the worst part. Eric won't even eat cooked fish. He ate a
Lightly
bong
seasoned with
Because I had to
backpack OG.
Because I can smell bong water.
Because I had to show them that
Imagine tasting the smell of bong water.
I'm not one to be trifled with. They knew I'm not backing down. It was. I tried reverse psychology. It's like, look, yo, if I do this and 3 times and it doesn't care, maybe they'll not do stuff to me because they know, like, I don't give a shit.
Did it work?
No, but it was the thought that counted.
No, it's not. No.
One of my friends at University of Arizona, he was pledging a fraternity and he had to watch the pledge master's dog over like the weekend. So he's at the house, he's watching the pledge master's dog. Pledge master comes back, there's like dog piss in the corner, and he goes, Zamboni it. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, Zamboni it right now. So he slurps the dog piss. The pledge master goes, he laughs. He's like, you didn't even have to do that. Didn't even make the pledge class. Got dropped.
That's funny. Sorry, that's funny. Like, let me just tell you.
Ew.
Okay,
Boys are so gross.
If I were pledging a fraternity and some dude was like, yo, lick that dog piss, and then I didn't get in, he'd fucking find his house fireburning. Okay?
I would air that bitch out. Fuck that.
Oh my God.
What? That's so disgusting. Oh my God. No, Noah, I'm so glad I'm a girl. No.
He didn't make it though, not because of that, but because he was like talking to this girl in one of his like lectures, told her about it. Someone from the fraternity was like behind him, overheard it, snitched, you're out.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yep.
I mean, fraternities take that stuff seriously, like the code of silence, and but whatever. I told you about the growler, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have to get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me finish the story.
We should do a subject on like fraternity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say on
we
like
should do
that,
one.
and I was like that theme.
Just like fucked up fraternity.
We could actually, yeah, we could do that.
All right, you know what? We'll plan on that.
Okay.
All right. See,
back to the
beauty
story
of like impromptu live recording. We just come up with shit.
Yeah, it really is.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, yeah, it is.
It's almost like when you have a cringy sister-in-law move in with you, and you've got to creatively come up with solutions.
Yeah.
For her making you watch her kid and do her laundry and have her eat your food, right, and take all your snacks.
Exactly.
Exactly. Two. Okay.
All right. Well, he ended up getting his shit together and graduating and getting a good job. He makes good money and is now what most people consider well off or successful. However, he still beats himself up constantly because his parents always talk about how great he was at everything and what a bright future he had in high school. He suffers from depression.
Always
and he
worse.
feels always worsens after he sees his family. He feels like a total failure. He went to his reunion and old friends joked about the weight that he had put on, how he wasn't a senator by now. He didn't end up the Mr. Perfect his parents, extended family, and high school friends built him up to be. He feels like he let everyone down, and even though his life is good, he can't enjoy it most days.
That doesn't even sound like he peaked in high school. That just
It
sounds
sounds like he actually peaked later.
Yeah.
So my only advice to Billy is go back to your union and be like, look, that might be true here, but guess what? I make like mid six figures or more. I could probably buy this whole fucking reunion if I wanted to twice over.
Exactly.
And I married a fucking hottie and fuck off.
Exactly.
Right? And when your fucking heifer that put on 90 pounds, right, is waiting for you to find her fucking tickle spot and you got to put flour over the bed so you can find it, and my hot fucking 120-year-old blonde wife of 10 years is like slobbing the knob anytime I fucking want, let's just see who peaked then. Okay, who's the bitch now? That's what I would say.
There you go.
Not that I'm bitter or anything. Just saying.
All right, next one. A couple of my friends definitely peaked in high school. One was valedictorian who went to Brown and became a lawyer. To become a lawyer, not became. He completely flamed out of law school. To be fair, his parents were psychotic and he couldn't handle the pressure. I think he's in real estate now. Another one was a first-gen immigrant whose family owned a business where he worked all hours of the early morning before school and often after school as well. But because of that work, he had a really cool car and was generally seen as a cool guy around town. He was a super nice dude, but the life his parents gave him ran him into the ground, and he still works crazy hours in the family business to this day. He looks drained and tired all the time. Personally, I am just now peaking, age 33, in my opinion. Sure, I'm bald now, but I am in amazing shape and I have a great career. I'm about to buy a house and have sorted through a huge amount of trauma, and I'm generally doing pretty well, relative to my younger version of myself.
No one asked, bro.
No one asked for him, but he talked about his other people.
Sounds like he's projecting.
Yeah. He
does kind of.
It did. He was like valedictorian flamed out because it was his parents' fault.
He like takes pleasure in that.
Yeah. Like he's happy. He's like, yeah, fuck the valedictorian from high school. He didn't even make it. He's a real estate agent now. Fucking loser.
This immigrant who worked at his family's business prior to
still
school.
Working, loser. Fucking loser. Like,
that's so funny.
But me, I'm doing great. I might be bald, but I'm great.
By the way, there are some real estate people that make way more than lawyers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's not
exactly.
necessarily a bad thing.
No, but he peaked though. He's peaking. He's peaking. He's peaking. All right. Next one. I graduated earlier, but same experience. Two of the meanest pretty girls have way too much lip filler and Botox and wear tons of makeup, so they kind of look like drag queens when they are actually pretty good looking before, but they are kinder now. It's like the fear of getting older, but it's made them ugly and obsessed over their looks, or when they were young, it was all that they valued in themselves and others, which is kind of sad. One girl who was pretty mean to anyone that wasn't her friend ended up with a horrible disease and has been slowly dying since high school. Another girl who was just a shit person and outright cruel died 5 years ago from an overdose, and her partner in crime committed suicide at 25 because a guy broke up with her. Not the reason, but a trigger. There's other people who died or addicted to drugs who were nice, though. One of the most popular people in high school who was actually a nice person, but he was murdered in his 20s. I only know because of Facebook that I log into once in a while, but I don't really keep tabs of people, I guess. Well, I was never really the target of their bullying. The lesson I take away from it is that the people that like that obviously have a lot of problems, and while it's not an excuse, it makes sense that they were all really shitty and randomly pick specific individuals to target. You'll never really know what's going on in someone's inner world or family life, I guess.
Before you guys say anything, this is probably a good time to, again, offer a public service announcement. In that, really, at the very least, people just fucking proofread. You don't even have to take a Rosetta Stone class anymore. Just read over what you type and ask yourself.
I don't think people do, though. They really don't.
That's what I'm saying.
They really don't.
Just ask yourself, does that flow? Does that make sense? If somebody were reading
so much in there. There was so much information in there.
If somebody were reading this, would they understand? And if you answer no to any of those three, just go back and make some edits.
Well,
I'm literally giving up on begging people to take a class. I understand maybe you don't have time. Just fucking read over before you click post.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, go ahead.
All right.
I mean,
Most
bro
people die.
went to school in Gary, Indiana.
Literally.
What was going
Literally.
on? Why is it? He got
Everyone's
hit by the
overdosing.
opioid crisis. He got hit by gang activity. Like, goddamn.
I know. Filler, Botox, suicides, shootings,
Addiction.
That's all that the people we went to high school with. Like,
Sounds like a pretty lit high school.
This is like what the writers in Euphoria think high school is.
This is
as
literally
like 30-something year olds. Yeah.
This is literally it. Yeah.
Oh, my daughter Maya loved that fucking show.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good trash TV.
Whatever.
I was tuned in every Sunday.
You know what? That doesn't shock me.
It shouldn't.
It would be Game of Thrones first and then Euphoria after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never watched that one. But all right, next one. I was in high school from 2007 to 2011. But the senior boy I was pseudo-seeing my sophomore year was a 2005 to 2009 kid. Graduated before.
What a whore.
He got into drugs real hard after high school. Went in and out of both rehab and well, my thing moved out. I was scared. Psychiatric units. Last I heard from him was during quarantine. He reached out because he was down on his luck. I agreed to lend him a little bit of cash and he would mail me a collectible anime figure to show his gratitude.
Sorry. Who's the loser now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sorry.
A few days later, he messaged me again saying that he's an asshole and I should have never given him anything. He never intended to pay me back for the money which I lent. Frankly, I knew that. That didn't bother me. But I am a little miffed that I never got the Sword Art Online figure that he promised.
Oh, honey. Really? That required a Reddit post? I mean, okay. Guess you live and learn.
Yeah.
All right. Guess that he just had this one coming.
Yeah.
With the Reddit. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Thoughts?
None.
None. I know, that's terrible. All right, next one then.
Do you think Lucinda realizes how much of a loser she just made herself out to be?
That she's still nice to the boy who peaked in high school and didn't do anything else for himself.
And she wanted her fucking anime.
And she wanted an anime figure.
Nerd. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Next one.
Uh-huh.
My older brother moved to Portland, Oregon from Texas to follow mommy and live in her basement. Still can't get a girl who wants to be with him for more than 6 months. Never held down a job for more than 6 months. Still just getting high in mommy's basement. Still has that college football scouts were looking at me for my golden arm attitude. Still won't admit he fucked up every chance he had at rather decent colleges, free rides for football, by dropping out to get high and party with his friends. Still refuses to admit that he was a spoiled riding kid. Nothing more than a fucking mommy's boy loser. But don't tell him, you might hurt his paper-thin ego. And before you ask how I'm doing in life for speaking so badly on him, I peaked after high school. I have my own place, same job over 5 years now. I've been with the same woman for over 3 years, and we actually do love each other. I have my own car and my friends that actually care about me. I'm fully independent, and I am not in need of anything from my family.
Did he just brag that he has his own car?
Yeah.
Because if that's the standard at this point of how we're measuring success, then
he said he has his own place, his own car, a wife, you know.
I mean, I'm just saying, and a wife who actually loves him. Is he sure about that?
Yeah, that actually seemed
like a little
telling,
right.
You know?
Like,
yeah, or the friends who actually care about me.
Right. You know, I feel like the poster may have been more of a loser than this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy is his brother too. Like, what is up with these like?
He's a fucking mommy's boy loser.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what that is? That's once again, jealousy rears its ugly head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's all that is. That is just a brother that didn't achieve as much as Big Bro.
Yeah,
and now he's butthurt or whatever, and he has to like make fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have a car.
I have a car, and I have a house and a job that I've kept for more than 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when we're at a point where that's the measure of success, like, I didn't peak in high school because I have a car and a wife that actually loves me.
And my friends care about me and a job.
And a job.
Exactly.
Now, I could see where he would be a little hard on the guy if, like, he did throw away a scholarship and all this stuff because he was just too busy getting high. But you don't need to go on Reddit for this. And by the way, this is another one of those things where it's probably not going to be hard to figure out who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So don't put your brother's business all on the street.
I don't think he cares.
I'm just saying, come on now.
I don't think he really cares about his brother.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I've run into all 3 of the biggest dickheads from my school that meet the description of peaked in high school. One of them I ran into when he decided to finally go back to school and finish his degree. I worked in the higher ed administration at the time.
Oh, pardonnez-moi.
And he seemed like he had genuinely changed for the better. I think life humbled him out some. Ended up working with him as an advisor to help him graduate. I also ran into the second one.
So he didn't peak in high school, he just graduated college. But go on.
Basically.
Okay.
Well, he claims that these are the people who did in high school.
I understand, but I'm just saying, like, no, because he's already better off.
Yeah, because he graduated, yeah.
And this is from an educated person.
Right.
All right, but go ahead.
I also ran into the second one when he was hired as a janitor at the university I worked at.
Bingo. There's a peaked in high school maybe.
He was still a dick, and some Facebook stalking revealed that he had knocked up one of the popular girls from our graduating class who also peaked in high school, and they had a bunch of kids.
There you go.
She also did not age well, and he seemed miserable.
Hold on. Yo, Lucinda's taking a little too much pleasure in this post. But okay.
Yeah.
The last guy I never saw again, but I heard him when he did an interview on NPR. He was legitimately very intelligent guy in high school who I thought was going to end up as a politician or something. But he was just a dick in general, and he also partied way too hard. Apparently, he got to using heroin after graduation, dropped out of college, moved across the country, and became a homeless addict in Phoenix for like the next 5 or 6 years before getting clean, and now he works for some drug treatment program.
What the hell were they talking about on NPR?
Right.
Oh, no. He might have been on after he got clean. About like a,
yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah,
like
maybe, yeah.
Episode about addiction or something like that.
Maybe. I was trying to figure that out too. I was like, what were they doing?
That would, and by the way, I mean, to stay on point, he didn't peak in high school either.
He got better, right?
Well, he might have actually been in high school at peak. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, all right, ready for the next one?
How many more we got?
How many more do you want to do?
I think we're getting close to an hour, so are we?
Yeah, we're at 56.
All right, let's just do 2 more.
Okay.
Unfortunately, like I said, it's a really busy week for us.
Okay, so I want to do the last one. Let me see who else, which one else I should do. Or just pick a number from 17 to 22, whatever number you pick. 18
and 20.
Oh, no, you only picked one number, just one. I have the last one.
Oh, okay, so 18.
Okay, 18. Okay. This is from a person who thought they peaked in high school.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I peaked in high school because life has improved for me, but I was pretty popular, stereotypical homecoming king / 2-sport athlete / lots of friends. I'm doing great. I moved far away from my hometown for college and never moved back. I have my life mostly together, make a very healthy living with healthy savings. I have a smaller circle of friends now and I'm less social, but that's somewhat by design. I still struggle with mental health battles as a lot of people do. So this is like, where are you now if you peaked in high school?
Okay. It sounds like he didn't peak in high school.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's peaking right now if he's got everything under control.
Right? All right.
Okay.
The last one. This is a full story. It's Am I the Asshole?
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, all right. I can
you
tell.
know this one already.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I can tell you've been waiting for this.
I have.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Hit me.
Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend disgusting and telling her she should be ashamed when she was crying? I'm a 40-year-old man and my girlfriend is 38. She has a daughter from a previous partner who was 14 and a freshman in high school. I went over there yesterday to find my girlfriend crying. I tried to figure out what was going on and where I could help when she told me that she was crying about her daughter and how she was doing in school. I love her daughter. She's the sweetest girl ever, and honestly, I wish my daughters were as well behaved as she is. I have to describe her daughter for the context. She has a nice friend group, does not have trouble with bullies, and generally seems really happy. I bet you're wondering why her mother would be crying if this is the case. Her mother, my girlfriend, was crying because her daughter is not the popular athlete cheerleader, homecoming queen that she was in high school. Her daughter marches to the beat of her own drum, which I think is the best anyone can hope for. Yes, she is a little bit dorky, but her own mother referred to her as a loser during this crying fit. She's very into anime. Her and some friends actually started an anime club at their school, Pokemon, and video games. Most of her wardrobe is just black t-shirts with anime or video game characters on them. Again, she's a happy kid. She's got her social circle who all have the same similar interests. It's just not the circle her mom wishes she was in. Here are some of the quotes from her that during this that turned me red. I never would have imagined my daughter would be a dweeb. She needs to grow out of this before college. And my personal favorite was, I wouldn't have been caught dead with the kids that look like that. I called her disgusting and told her that she should be ashamed of herself. I said her daughter is happy and how she would feel to hear her mom crying about perceived popularity. I told her how lucky she is that her daughter doesn't have to deal with a lot of the issues these days with the kids have. This ended up with her being upset with me because instead of consoling her when she was crying, I called her names. I don't think the crying meant anything. Am I the asshole here?
No.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I like that he's defending,
But like as a mom, that's so shitty. The mom, that's so shitty.
You know what? No. You know what's shitty? when adults use words like dweeb.
Yeah.
Like,
My daughter's a fucking loser and a dweeb.
I mean, come on,
Like-
sister. How badly do you want to be young?
Like, imagine
Like,
someone.
oh my god! And my kids are such twinks, right? They're total twinks.
What the fuck is a twink?
Whatever, like the in between. They're so tweens, like Team Jacob, right? Whatever, like the Twilight thing. Team Edwards. I don't know. I'm older, but whatever. It's like that. Like like when you talk like that.
That's so sad, though. That's so
Okay,
sad.
it's like when I tell Matthew, like, no cap.
No cap.
He like looked at me like, yo, Daddy, come on. Just stop. I'm all right, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's thoughts.
Dude, that's
That poor daughter.
that poor daughter. She's just living her happy, normal
Literally,
life.
she's so happy.
She's just getting bullied by her mom on the low. Like, that's
You
so
fucking
mean.
loser. You're not a
That's so
cheerleading
mean.
captain.
You know what it reminds me of? Like, no, have you seen those, like the dance mom things? Where
Yeah.
those moms that like left their glory years behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now they're like trying to relive it through their kids.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's-
god, one of them just got a DUI.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Kid or the mom?
No, the mom.
All right. Yeah, that's
The
right.
kid would be cool.
No, but that makes more sense. Like
Yeah.
the mom's
Yeah.
still trying to be young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what this feels like. Like the mom is like trying to relive those glory days. Like, to her kid, like, yo, listen to Junior. Don't do that. You need to do this so that way you can get, That is
Literally.
like kind of,
Literally.
she's manipulating and controlling by putting down. So dad's not the asshole. Mom's a 3.5 dingleberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe closer
Agreed.
to 4 if there's more to this. But
Right. Agreed.
At least
Yeah.
a solid 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up the episode then.
All right. So Hurricane, tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bentomic Confirm and at The Late Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at Bentomic Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us and you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. Bye.